This is Shawnee. I have 2 stations, Parent Smith, A Life for Myself. I'm on Blogger Hats. I am a human activist. I primarily work and assist children in need and who need help, who are on the streets. I am also an animal activist. How can one be an animal activist? Spay, neuter animals, male and female. Try to ensure that people remember to feed and water their animals and take them out at extreme temperatures. And remember to treat them humanely. That's what a person should do. Some people do not remember these things. A simple act of humanity to be humane. Today in the paper we have a world global issue. Primates. And taking their lands. It's not today, it's been going on. It's an interesting article that I was reading. And it was in CNN, and it's the world's most endangered primates. It's very interesting. It's in story highlights, and it's called A Half of World's Primate Species Endangered, and the good report. And it's showing a little tiny Indonesian. It actually would fit on your thumb and hold it. It is so tiny. But it's saying that nearly the half of the world's species, the primate species, are in danger of extinction, according to a report released Wednesday by a major conservative group. The main threat faces primates, including apes, monkeys, lemurs, is tropical forest destruction, with the illegal wildlife trade and commercial bush meat hunting also playing roles. Scientists say primates are mankind's closest animal relatives. Of the world's 634 primate species, 48% are threatened with extinction, according to the report issued by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. The Switzerland-based group calls itself the world's oldest global environmental organization. This report makes for very alarming reading, said Christoph Switzer, an advisor to the group, in a statement. Support and action to help save these species is vital if we are to avoid losing these wonderful animals forever. A handful of primate species count populations in the dozens. For example, there are just 60 to 70 Asian monkeys known as golden-headed langurs, found only on an island, Vietnam's Gulf of Tonkin. There are fewer than 100 remaining northern supportive lemurs, which live in Madagascar, and around 110 eastern black-crested gibbons found in northeastern Vietnam. It's really sad. The report, which details the 25 most endangered primates, has been issued biannually by the International Union for Conservation of Nature since 2000. It will be formally released Thursday at Britain's Bristol Zoo Gardens. I don't understand really. I understand why these reports have to be written to make people more aware of what's going on. I think what breaks my heart is that we have to force it on people for them to even understand that you don't eat a primate. And I've of course gone to several universities and several protesting groups, and seen the films of chimpanzees being slaughtered in front of their babies. And I don't know how many people know how a chimp reacts, or a lowland gorilla, but they have many distinctive reactions similar to humans. And it is the most It's murder. It is, it's abominable. And it's illegal to poach, of course. It's illegal to kill a gorilla or a chimp or any of these animals in any of the areas that they're in. But the poachers are the issues, and of course when you go through into their lands and you're just taking their forests out, it's just, it's horrible. And of course once you take their territories out, there's no place for them to go. They'll either die out or move somewhere else where they're just left wide open for poachers. And you know, the reserves where they're at, they used to go on safaris, you know, and take people into these places where they could watch them live. A safari is not a cull. You don't go on a safari to go on a kill. You go on a safari to study. A safari is a science thing where you go, you photograph, you get to know about the animals. And now you go in and you risk poachers going in and killing the people who have paid for this to go and watch these gorgeous, gorgeous primates and lions and other animal species. So it's, this is what's happened. You know, of course, I donate. I believe in tithing, and I don't tithe to a church. I tithe to things I believe in. I tithe to shelters and women's things and children's things, but I tithe to causes, animals, for instance, as a cause. Children are a cause. People, food banks are a cause. And this would be like a cause. You go and you do something, you know, but this is all part of world awareness, to be aware of everything around us and to know what we're doing. I mean, you can't actively stop everything that's happening around you, or you'll get an ulcer, but to be aware of everything that you do, at least be aware of the frog that's, you open the door and there he is. I wake up to frogs in the morning, and know that that frog lives in the wetland behind you. It's very important. I can talk about these frogs all day. Anyway, so that was my little talk for the day, and I'm sure I'll talk more about this because I have a lot to talk about. You know, I study volcanoes, and volcanoes are part of the earth warming, you know, which people don't understand how that goes hand in hand with things too. It's just not human beings. You know, I can go off on stats. I study a lot, and everything goes hand in hand with everything. People have got to respect nature, because nature, we're all connected. Everything is connected. We're part of this planet, and we must respect everything. If we disrespect that, it disrespects us. The planet will fold, as they say. It's a bad poker game at that. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.